Hey there, welcome to Contracts and Chaos. My name's Alyssa.
And I'm Brenna, and we're here to tell you that you are not alone in the mayhem of this real estate industry.
We're keeping it real and sharing our stories, strategies, and successes in today's real estate world.
So come join us every Tuesday while we talk contracts and chaos.
What's today? Oh, today's the 9th. Okay, so we got to talk about the glorification of the hustle. And actually, there's a girl in the Real Collab group who keeps posting about this too, about how like she kept chasing the numbers and all the things and then just realized I'm burnt out and I don't like this anymore and I don't want to not like this because I love my job. So I think like if your business plan is work harder until something happens, you don't have a business plan. You're just you're just planning your breakdown.
Yeah, because
with like
hustle culture
with an indefinite
is such
date.
a thing. Like you just go, you build, you build. You show up, you do the thing, sick, not sick, miss your kids thing. Like the whole, like we're building a business, but what are we building it for?
Right. And like, I mean, we all, I feel like 97% of agents you ask who got into this business, why? Their answer is, I wanted to build my own schedule so I could spend more time with my kids and family.
I hear that so much. The whole like flexibility, make my own schedule, but nobody.
I mean, that's one of my reasons.
Right, but do you actually make your own schedule, or are your clients making it for you?
So, the first 3 years, it was all the clients, but that was also the crazy market where you had to run, you had to jump. The last 2 years, and we've talked about this before, I think you and I have both gotten very good at setting boundaries, hard stops. Like we all know, my hard stop is my family. I don't care what's happening. I will find someone to show you the house. I will find someone to help with closing. I will be there for my niece and nephews. I was there this summer for multiple weeks and this fall. And so it's gotten better. But I think there are a lot of us, including myself, because there are times where I slip on certain things. The money's really nice. I'm not going to lie. We all like it, right? Like we get paid very well if we do our job correctly. So I think that's what gives you almost like that hangover, that rush. Okay, we worked, got the closing. Oh, yes. Let me buy myself a present. Oh, shit. Where's the next one? Work.
Well, I don't know if it is like that, I guess, for me, but like I hate to feel like I'm not doing anything. And listen, I am a queen of a binge a Netflix, thing or Discovery. I love that. I love my downtime, but also like there's something that I just want to feel like I don't want to say producing, but I'm producing, like I'm doing something. I'm moving and shaking and doing the things. And maybe that's a problem for me. I know sometimes it is, but sometimes it really is nice because I can get more work done in a 3-hour period. And we've talked about this, right? Because I have a limited amount of time that I can't just like take my time. When I hear people talk about, well, I worked 12 hours today. Did you actually work 12 hours or did it take you the full 12 hours to get what you needed to get done, right? Because there is a difference. And I have days that are both ways. I can get so much done in 3 hours, or it can take me the whole day to do the same stuff.
Well, that's like yesterday, I knew I needed to get mailers out to the investors for my listing. And I kept looking around my house. And I'll be honest, like I joked about it, but I did. The first week of December, I didn't do much. Like November was so crazy. And I, like leading up to that's been nuts. And I was exhausted. I did a lot of laying around my house last week. I'm not going to lie. Like I did. And I deserved it.
And sometimes it takes that. I was just talking, I have a girl from Girls with Grit. We do like a phone call every week, and she's like, I can't do today. I'm at the doctor's. And I'm like, Danielle, like we were just talking about how like you weren't feeling your best. You really needed to take a step back. You needed to take a minute and relax. And instead, I mean, God love her, hop on a plane to go see your pony. But now you're like sick, right?
Right.
And I think that I think that happens more often than we like to admit, that we're like, go, until life or the universe literally puts you in your chair and says, sit down.
Yep. And that's what I knew. Like after the conferences, after being in New York, after going to Georgia to be with the kids, like, yes, I've been pushing the vitamin C and the zinc and the elderberry. but I also wasn't getting enough sleep. And like, that's something I still struggle with. Right now my mattress is on the floor, but that's a whole nother story. But I knew if I didn't shut it down for a couple of days, I was like, here it comes. I can feel my body. It feels like crap. I haven't been eating super well because I've been all over the place. Enough is enough. So I chilled. I watched Hallmark movies, Christmas movies. Now, that doesn't mean I wasn't doing anything. I was still checking emails. I was still posting on social media. If you didn't know better, you would have thought I was working
Alyssa
this whole
was
time.
working. That's right.
And there were things like I got some letters out last week. I got my Santa Claus letters done over the weekend. But yesterday I was like, okay, we're back in. And we need somewhat of a routine, somewhat of like structure, which I'm still kind of working on. I need to build that back out for what my new life looks like. But I was looking around my house and it's a mess. And I knew if I didn't walk away, I'd spend the day organizing and cleaning when I really need to get this done. So I used my letter machine, folded the letters I needed to mail, stuck them in my bag with the envelopes.
I'm going to need you to send me the Amazon link for that letter folder thing.
Girl, it's awesome. The next investment is a handwriting machine, but I'm letting Ed test drive that first because it's like $3,000.
Holy crap.
Yeah. But anyway, and I went to Waterbean and I laid everything out and I stuffed the envelopes and I addressed them and went through my CRM and got I got thank you letters to like my recent closings done. And it was like 4 hours.
We'll say, and
it was not even that long.
We're not telling you to just like take the month of December off, right? Because
No.
or whatever month it is, because this is actually going to post in the new year. But we're not talking about that. And we're more talking about it because we're coming into this new year and everyone's like, new year, new me, go, 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 go. But what happens is you burn out. I mean, I think you could sit down literally any amount of agents, 10, 50, 100, like really top producing agents. And more than half of them would just tell you that they've built a business that's exhaustion with good marketing.
Right.
Like,
or
it
even
looks
not
great.
top producers, especially when you're not producing. I feel like so many people are hustling to get the production and that burns them out. And then when they get it, they can't keep up.
Yeah, because that's just a frustration piece, especially when you first, because we've been there. You're spinning your wheels, especially like we're in a new market. Like we were newbies here when we got started. So you're learning yourself, you're learning the area, you're meeting new people, and you're just like work, and pedaling this bike and just not getting anywhere. And that, honestly, I think is more exhausting than once we start to actually get the business, you know? Because then when you have the business, and this leads into our next point, is like the structure and the systems of your business help keep you from this like desperate burnout.
Right. And I think it's important, like, also like touch on the lies we tell ourselves. Now, one that's not really a lie is what I do now will give me production in 45 to 90 days. Okay. But not everything. And I think that's important. Like, what's an activity or an intentional action? Like, what are you doing that's keeping you busy versus what are you doing that's building business? So if you can identify those to build into your system, that's going to help you. Where if it's like, okay, I need to comment on 18 things on social media today. Okay, yes, that's going to keep your algorithm going. But is that actually business building? For some people, it might be. For some people, it might not, because, okay, I did my 18 touches today, but did I post anything useful or helpful or attractive?
And that's why I think it's important to know the pillars of your business, right? And we're not talking, you shouldn't have 12 pillars in your business. Like, I get people from golf and I get people from daycare and I love on the teachers. And like, you really need to have like what you do and what you're good at, right? Because then you can really focus. Like you said, if you're commenting on 18, and don't comment, message people, talk to people. But anyways, that's irrelevant. If you're doing your 18 touches on Facebook, but your business actually comes from sending out those expired letters, right? And you can track that, you know that your percentage is from that, then you could have spent the same amount of time doing a different task that actually brings you more return on investment. Ergo, saving you time, saving you from burnout.
Right. So, because burnout's a systems problem, it's not a motivation problem. So
that's my favorite thing.
right?
That's my favorite thing, because so many people are just like, I just have to work more, work harder, but you can't outwork a poor system. And
No.
we talked about this too on a recent episode, that like what I'm leaving, or what I left in like 2025, is like not tracking, because last year I really did not track as
I
much
didn't
as
at
I should
all.
have.
I've
I'm usually
I was
very,
I was trying to
very
figure out how
good
many
at
Christmas
it.
ornaments. Well, I was trying to figure out yesterday how many Christmas ornaments I needed, and I just impulse bought 13 of them on Black Friday. And then I realized, like, no, I've done way more transactions than this. But for the people that get these at the end of the year, I only needed 8. I was like,
Well,
oh,
there.
oops. Because I haven't been tracking. But yeah, and I feel like part of my exhaustion this month, or end of last month, 50% of it is from the travel, right? Like, I literally was home 9 days. The other 125% is from my systems falling apart because I was everywhere, because I wasn't necessarily in my office, or I was just reacting to the things that happened. I wasn't in my daily routine. I wasn't doing the things I normally do to stay on top of stuff, because I was traveling. I was all over the place. I was taking tests. And so that made a huge difference. If I had had all that busyness, but maybe had built better systems for when I'm traveling, or had all that busyness but wasn't traveling, then I could have been in my regular routine and I wouldn't have had that problem.
Yep.
So I think some examples are like, automate my follow-ups. I need to go in. I have it built out in my Trello, but I didn't actually, when all these things closed, go in and schedule all the closing emails for, okay, can you send me a review? Hey, here's this, all those things. That's super helpful. And normally I go right through that list. Thank God we have a TC. I can't imagine getting through the end of the last 6 months of this year without Emily. I truly would not have survived, which reminds me I need to order her Christmas present. Like blocking my schedule. I'll admit I'm not the best at this one because I like a slow morning, but I need to get back into that. I can still have a slow morning and ease into what my work hours are.
And it start earlier. Right, exactly.
Right. Or like protecting personal days and appointments. Hard stop on this one. I've gotten much better at that. I think I brought this up maybe the last episode where a group of us got together on Friday to go over AI and how to use it in our business moving forward. And they scheduled the meeting and then invited me. And I was like, shit, I have a dentist appointment at 8. They wanted to meet at 10. Traffic, it was tight. I actually got there 20 minutes early. But at first I was like, shit, I'm going to have to move that dentist appointment. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not doing that. I've gotten better about that with clients too. Like, no, I have this meeting, or I have an appointment. I can't, like my clients when I was taking the classes knew Tuesday, Thursday nights, don't reach out. You can reach out, but I'll get back to you during break or after class or in the morning. It's just hard stop. They know Tuesday mornings, podcast. You're not going to get a hold of me until we're done with this.
I know. I have to let Emily know that we changed our recording time too.
Well, she doesn't start till 9 anyway.
That's true.
Yeah. And it's in my calendar. She has access to my calendar. So, but yeah, things like that. There were a couple cases where, and it was because I felt like I hadn't been as involved in their deals, but like I literally got back at 4 a.m. a couple weeks ago from driving back from New York and was at an event by 10 o'clock the next morning. I got back I think the last one was like, we got back at midnight, and I was at my client's final walkthrough at 8 a.m.
Right. You make choices, you make decisions and all of that
Right.
stuff. And sometimes we do have to work outside of the quote hours that we've set. Right. But I think it's important that, like you said, like you've realized now that not everything should be movable. Right. Like, maybe the housework and the laundry is the thing that I'll move around my calendar and bump to the next day. But the rest of the stuff, really, I mean, and I do love it. I do love time blocking. And we'll do another, I think we're talking about doing another episode like that again soon, because it does make such a big difference. Just knowing what's happening. Like having those days where maybe you only take appointments on or listing appointments on one day. That way you prep everything and then you're ready. But again, don't boundary yourself out of a business. That's the biggest thing.
That's the other thing. Like if you have the flex or your clients really need you to flex, there are times that you're going to have to do that. But
the best thing that I ever did was tell people that I don't work weekends. And I know that that sounds crazy, but it was the best thing for my family at that point, because again, Travis works all the time, and if I'm gone, like it was just not great, right? We barely saw each other. The kids were unhappy, everybody was unhappy. So making that decision, I thought for sure, it was a scarcity mentality of like, if I don't work Saturday and Sunday whenever anybody wants me to, like, I'm going to fail. This business is not going to work for me. And exactly the opposite happened, right? Because when you make yourself less available, right? It's like supply and demand. Does that make sense for this? Like,
no, it is. I mean, because think about it. Like when you go on vacation, more people show up and want business, right? Like, golly. Yeah. I also think people see you more as a professional then, because you are saying, no, this is my day off.
Yes.
I mean, every other professional, every other human being who works a job gets a day off. Yes. The McDonald's workers get a day off. Like the labor laws say you can't work so many days in a row, right?
Right. We should listen to those. I'm going to need to hang one of those posters up in my office and remind myself that my boss is a jerk some days. But it's terrible. But go ahead.
Well, and I was going to say, and just because, like, you don't work Sundays doesn't mean that you aren't necessarily taking the laptop out once the kids go to bed. You know, you can still check the emails if you want to. It's not everything's off. It's hey, I'm not doing showings. I'm not answering your calls. Unless we're, like, maybe down to, like, a weird due diligence timeline.
Oh, are we talking about my weekend? Yeah.
But if you schedule a due diligence on a Sunday, like if it's your choice, shame on you.
Right.
Like you should pick a date that makes more sense for the way you structure your business. So that's like, I know agents locally who only, when in their time blocking, they only schedule closings Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yep.
And if the client needs it another day, then they say, I'm really sorry, but I'm not available on that day. I'll have my phone if you need me.
Yep. I think the idea is to not hate this business. I was listening to a podcast.
Right.
I cannot think. Oh, Empowering Women in Real Estate. It's Karen Cooper.
Oh, yeah. I love her podcast.
Yeah, I love her podcast. And she was talking about how she ended up shifting from a solo agent into her team role. She was like a broker in charge of managing broker for a while, and she thought she would love that more. But she realized like that she just hated it so much because...
they don't get... I mean, think of all the times we've called Michelle or text Michelle. I mean, I sent an email. I felt awful the night before 4th of July and was just like, okay, it's going to support. It's going to the other BIC. Michelle's just copied on it. That poor woman called me like 5 minutes later. Was like, what's going on? And I was like, I was just copying you. You didn't need to call me. She's like, yeah, but I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, I told LaDonna. Sorry.
I thought LaDonna was one of those things. Like you think that, oh, well, I only work XYZ. Like having these hours, it's great. But then people need you, right? We are in a service industry. So, but let's talk about a couple of like the myths with this hustle culture, because the biggest one is like, well, my husband is a big one on that. You need more money, you work more hours. And I'm like, babe, our businesses are a little different. They're a little different. But
he does have to dig more septics and grade more land. Or charge a higher rate. Actually, he could charge a higher rate.
Charge more. That's the thing. But more hours don't always mean more success, right? You said, I know plenty of young agents, and by young I mean like young in the business, that are out there like putting in time and energy and effort, and it's just like they're killing themselves because they're working in some of the wrong spots, right? But they haven't realized and sorted out what works for them and what doesn't yet. But that's a huge one. Like there's nothing that a couple of extra hours of lead gen can't fix, right, in your business, because lead gen does create business. That's not what I'm saying. But you sitting behind your computer, and I'm using air quotes here, working while you scroll Facebook or, do market research on TikTok is not building any more success.
Have you been spying on my security camera?
Alyssa, get to work.
I just thought of, though, off topic, I just came up with what our series is. I'm trying to make a note and I can't find a post-it.
Oh, excellent. I'm buying you an entire stack of Post-its for
Oh,
Christmas.
no, don't. I have a bunch.
Oh,
I just couldn't find them in the
please
moment.
please don't buy me Post-its.
Please don't buy
You
me
sound like
Post-its.
Violet. I'm gonna have to send you a picture of Violet's Post-it note drawer. She's obsessed. It's
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. Like more hours if you're doing something not productive, or, I mean, God rest his soul. My stepdad used to say it. Well, I'm on Facebook for work.
I say that too, but it's
Honey,
terrible.
you sell guns. You sell guns, and I've seen your posts. Love you. All due respect. Watching the Fox News reel over and over
It's
is
not building your
not
business.
promoting your
Yeah.
business.
Well, but I think the key here is that actual success comes from, and we sound like a broken record saying this, but consistency.
Yes.
Right? And not like, okay, and I've seen this on the Girls with Grit group right now, because the Holiday Lights tour, this is year 3 for me, right? I love doing it. But some people, it is not their cup of tea, right? This is not the thing that they want to do in their community to build business or grow their email list or things like that. Like, this is not their jam. But because they see 12 other people or 25 other people doing it, they're like, I have to do that. And you don't.
Here, I guess my question is there, like, did you build that on your own, or was that something that, like, Girls with Grit was like, here's how you do it?
Oh, no, the first year I did it on my own.
Okay. So I feel like because, like, I do the Santa Claus letters, right? And I got the template from Elevated Agent. And she gives you the whole calendar of when to do it. So it's built into my calendar every year.
Well, but still, if it was something that you didn't market, like if you were only a referral agent, or you were only a like an older generation, like retiree community, like if you're doing things that don't work for your business avatar, it doesn't necessarily give you more success, right? Because again, it's like shooting off in the wrong direction compared to where your business is actually focused. So I think staying consistent in, again, whatever your work is, and I'm the worst one to say this because I have a squirrel brain like nobody's business.
We both do. We can squirrel hard.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I was putting Simmer Pot packets together to send out for Christmas, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I actually had little clay ornament things that I was going to send to a couple of kids this year. And what did I do? Did I finish the Simmer Pots at that moment? No, I went off to find the stuff that I got for the little snowman packets, and I had to like rein myself back in to get both of them done now, because I've started 2 different projects in 2 different spots in the office, and it's just a mess. Consistency. Right? Focus.
Well, and like you just brought up a good thing. Like, I know that I have people who bought houses this year. Their ornaments, they'll be back to me. They're going to get delivered to the engraver on Thursday. He's going to engrave Friday and mail them back to me Saturday. Cool, done. Then I just have to grab the champagne and deliver those next week. But you just brought up a good point. I was like, shit, what about my out-of-town clients? What about people who didn't buy a house this year? Okay, what am I doing for them? Because they still used me. Mm-hmm. I still need to do a thank you for this year. But yeah, like it's that consistency. It's having that structure. And I think one of the things I have found is I build it, like when I sit down with my, like the end of the year, which I'm working through now. Okay, what do I want to do next year? It's not necessarily goals of I want to sell 30 houses. It's I actually want to do my first client event, because it was supposed to be this year and we all know that didn't happen for so many reasons. Mm-hmm. So like, but I build the Santa letters, I build that timeline out backwards in my calendar. So I know, okay, on this date, I need to send the first email. On this date, I need to send the reminder email. But I need to do that with the other things too, to stay consistent. So maybe it's, I literally at one point had a daily checklist that I printed out every day. Okay, did you do this? Because it kept me moving.
I love a checklist.
Because I need that reminder, right? That's one of the things I'm working on this week is rebuilding the checklist. Because I'm like, I know I need that. Mm-hmm. I know that's how I function. And, you know, my tactics have changed, so I need to update it. But that's helpful, and that helps you stay consistent. So whether it's building it into your calendar, using the to-do app or the reminders app on your phone, because you can build tasks in there. Maybe you have to actually physically print a list, you know. But that will help you with that consistency. Figure out what that system is for you.
Absolutely. I love that.
I think another point is, and we kind of touched on this, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is take a break.
I'm clapping.
I felt my wall coming. I could physically feel it. I was like, and right now, I can tell you right now, I got to call the chiropractor today because everything is just, I haven't been sleeping well because I just can't get comfortable. But sometimes the most productive thing you can do is take the break, is go get the massage, is go get your nails done or a pedicure or, go to the chiropractor if you need to. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's what you need to do because you need that tune-up. You need that rest. You need that break to say, okay.
And the other thing, too, is if we can get really good at knowing ourselves and knowing, like, what we're doing is, like, I have a massage scheduled every month. You know what I mean?
I'm so jealous.
Like,
actually, I'm not because they're not my favorite thing.
I love a massage. Anyway,
I'll take dry needling over massage because I like efficiency. So.
Efficiency. Yeah. Alyssa's like, I'm sorry. Is the 60 minutes up yet?
No, it really is. I'm like, I can't do this.
I fall asleep. I am asleep within 10 minutes, and it is the best nap I get all month.
No,
because I don't take naps, but I fall asleep, and like when
I could nap.
When your face is down in that pillow, and then like the massage is over, and I have these crinkly lines all over my face because I slept so good in that pillow. Anyways, but like you don't have to wait until you're like facing that wall. Like
right. You should be doing these things. And I think it's important to recognize for you personally, because this is different for every person.
Right.
What does recharging versus escaping look like? Mm-hmm. I know my recharge is two things most of the time. And one, I need to work diligently to get back into my schedule. Going to the gym, which seems counterproductive. Excuse me. But for me is not. The other, I just like to waste away on my couch. Mm-hmm. Being completely like that is my turn everything off, scroll TikTok, watch maybe a movie, and just brain rot for a couple of hours. And that truly is my recharge because I am like an extroverted introvert. If I am giving you everything, which also includes my business, I need to turn it all off to get that energy back.
Yep.
And so, those are maybe yours is different. Like yours is a massage every month. I know also one of yours is spending time with your family. Like that's really important and that helps you recharge.
Sometimes
love you, Mom.
It's just
not always my recharge.
Not always my recharge. Sometimes it's just like walking the aisles at Home Goods or TJ Maxx all by myself with a cup of coffee.
Yes. And like knowing
myself.
I can spend the money.
Yeah, right.
That is actually, it's on my list of possibly things to work on a little bit today. I spent a lot of money on Christmas decorations this year.
I'm so proud of you.
I know. I sent you a picture. Actually, I got a new vintage one. So excited about it. But because one of the things, I'm looking for joy in every corner right now because that's been lacking this year. Christmas is joy. And so I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's go all out with the decorations and all the things. And maybe that's your thing. Maybe your joy is redecorating your house for the season or, throwing the holiday party, whatever it is, but you need to figure out what that recharge versus escape is because I think those can be two very different things. Like I don't know, 2 months ago now, went and got a pedicure because I had to walk away. I was done. And I remember the lady being like, "You don't have your phone?" And I was like,
No, it's in the car.
And she's like, "Well, what if your family needs to get a hold of you?" And I said, "Someone else can figure that out today."
For an hour and a half, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. I took my watch off and everything, left my watch. It started because I forgot my phone and I refused to turn around and go get it. And then I got there and I was like, I'm taking my watch off. And you know what? The world didn't burn down.
Isn't that crazy? I think that the biggest thing that you can do right now is to I know that we've just started a new year, but include some rest. Structure that into your business plan, into your time block, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's it's like 15 minutes of quiet for you a day, right? Maybe it is a massage once a month, whatever that looks like, and treat it as part of your business plan. Don't treat it as I have to earn this. This is a luxury. Treat it as preventative maintenance. Preventative maintenance. That's what my husband would call like you do your oil change because it's preventative maintenance, says the man that won't go to the chiropractor because he's too busy. Right?
Well, that's like I go to my physical therapist. I'm not injured. I go and I say, Joe, I need a tune-up. I
Great.
need you to stretch me. I need you to do the drag needling. I need you to do the things I'm not doing to take care of myself. And that's what I need, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Or like you guys have probably heard me say 100 times, I love the analogy of like when you're on a plane, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first.
Yep.
Because if you can't breathe, you can't help others. And I think that's what this really comes down to, is like you can't let yourself get burnt out. Because if you get to that place, then you are going to have to fully shut down, because you're going to be sick. You're going to be, unable to operate. So,
Well, and that's exactly right. Like burnout, like you don't win anything for being the busiest or for being the most stressed out, high strung, on the go, no sleep agent. Like it kills your momentum eventually. Like
well, if you look
it's not
at the top,
sustainable.
sorry,
No, I was just
we have a wicked delay.
It's okay. It's just not sustainable long term. Sure, like we've
Right.
both done it. We've both done the hustle, right? But it comes to an end. And when it comes to an end, it usually comes to an abrupt end. And there's a recovery period after that. And we're just trying to avoid that this year, right?
Well, and if you think about it, look at the top producers that you follow on social media. And granted, we get the edited version of their life, but they're out having fun. They're going golfing. They're booking the massages. They're going on the like. If they can build in time to walk away, so can you. You just have to build in the strategy and the tools. And maybe that's, you have a showing agent. That's not a full-time showing agent. Maybe it's someone that, like, I don't have a full-time, but I know when I schedule vacations or time away, I say, hey, what are you up to this weekend? And any chance you can help? Maybe it's hiring the cleaning person. Maybe that's your new strategy, because guess what, guys? I did it. She comes once a month now.
Amazing.
I can't wait for the second month. And I might move her to every 2 weeks, depending. But maybe it's one of those things so that you can walk away. Maybe it's having someone else detail your car so you don't have to do it. Maybe it's as simple as just turning your phone off on Sundays. I listened to a podcast yesterday, and this agent turned her, not only, she went on a vacation for like 2 weeks in a foreign country, she gave her phone to another agent in the office while she was gone.
Listen to this podcast.
And I was like, what?
And it sounds,
I can't imagine. Like, literally, the agent met her at the airport as she went to board the plane. And she handed her the phone and was like, okay. And literally, this person's birthday fell over that week or 2 weeks. And that agent answered birthday text for her. I was like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. No one fucking knew. I was like, wait, what?
it's amazing.
But maybe that's, start with a baby step of you build in. Brenda does this. I know it because I see it every time I text her after 6:30. It tells me her phone is on do not disturb. Do you want to interrupt her? And I'm like, nope. I know she's going to check it. I know she's going to get back to me. But unless my house is on fire, and I'm not calling her, except maybe to be like, can I live in the barn for a couple days? I got a lot of animals. Maybe it starts with that. Maybe that's the first step in your avoidance of burnout is my phone automatically goes to do not disturb. Or maybe you need to get one of those bricks. Actually, I heard them talking about this on that podcast too, about how the one agent bricks herself out of her social media for certain. I was like,
I need
homie
that
needs,
too.
can you brick my TV? Because like, that's what I need. Because I get sucked into it every morning. I think I'm going to start bricking my phone. I'm going to order one and brick it that I can't do social media between like midnight and noon.
There you go.
Because let me scroll real quick. And then the next thing I know, it's 2 hours later. I'm like, what just happened?
Yep.
But I think my final thought would be burnout doesn't earn you a medal. It's just going to cost you momentum because like we said, you're going to end up sick. You're going to end up missing things. It's not worth it. You've got to build systems. You have to build systems to be successful and to avoid that.
Yep. And on that note, we'll see you guys next week. We just finished another episode of Contracts and Chaos, but believe me, the chaos does not stop here. So check out the show notes for our email address and where to follow us on socials, and we will see you next week.